It's recording. All right. And I'm going to do screen flow, and I'm going to record the computer sounds. And okay, this should be good to go. And I'm going to look at the chat. Okay. Craig. Okay, cool. So first off is Craig, and then Melanie, and then Peggy and Jeff. Yeah, it's good to see everybody again. Okay, Craig, what would you like me to look at in regards to your copy there? Let me see if I can unmute you. Let me share my screen too. Share screen. Let's go with Safari. Okay, you guys should see my screen. Let me see if I can unmute you, Craig. Craig, here we go. Hey, Craig, how you doing, man?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Good.
Can you hear me all right?
I can.
All right, good. I'm going to get off of
real life, you know.
I was also on the phone over there.
Oh, it's all good.
Okay. I've got that a brand new sales page right there, coachmentaltoughness.com.
Okay. Let me pull that up on my Safari. Let's see, coachmentaltoughness.com. Okay, here. Oops. All right, I'm pulling that up. Bring your shared window to the front. Okay. Just 1 second, guys. It says sharing is paused. No. Quit Chrome. Just 1 second while I minimize all this stuff. This thing always changes every time they have me do one of these. Quit. Come on. Okay, just 1 second, Craig.
Okay.
Let's see. Why does it keep saying resume? There we go. All right, you should see a apple.com here, which is not your
Zoom. We see Zoom.
You see Zoom. Okay. Let me
your Zoom browser screen. There you go. Something's happening. It's blank.
All right, I'm going to reshare real quick. Okay, let's see. Cannot minimize Zoom. Okay. How do I? Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure why it's being wonky on me here. Share screen. Share the Safari.
There we go. We're looking at iPhone SE.
Cool. Okay. And we'll go to your
your
webpage here.
Coach Mental Toughness.
coachmentaltoughness.com. Okay. Let's see. It would help if I could spell. All right. 4 hours transform your team into fearless, focused, and determined competitors. You focus on what you do best, coaching. Okay. Let's see. Do you have control over the layout of the page?
Not much. No, it's a it's a lead pages template.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, one thing I probably would do is left align this stuff if you could.
Okay. Okay.
And then bump up the font.
Okay.
It looks pretty thin. I would maybe just use like Helvetica.
Okay. That I can do. Yeah, I can do all that.
And maybe bump it up to 17. Let's see. So I assume that they're already like pre-indoctrinated once they get here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, this is a $300 program. I'm not just gonna send cold traffic to.
I mean, you probably make some sales, you know. So I mean, but yeah, at the same time, you know, it's funny. I mean, I did my email storytellers masterclass, which was how to tell stories through email, and the video was so bad. I mean, the video was just me like in my office, and there was like a standing desk box next to me, and it's still converted, you know. So I don't know. It's just, you never know. But at the same time, we want to put you in the best possible position. So yeah, I would maybe get rid of the italics here. Just because italics are hard to read right off the bat.
Okay.
It slows down the brain because they have to actually concentrate to read the text.
Okay.
Let's see. So I would say something, didn't have to spend all the time babysitting. You know, you could even use this part as the actual headline.
Ooh.
You know, and basically, so let me see here. I'm going to share my entire screen because I want to open up the pages. Let's see, share screen.
Yeah, I never know what the difference is between the headline and the subhead, and yeah, what goes first, what goes next. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, so basically the headline is of course, your most important real estate, so to speak, because it's the one thing that will not stop everyone, but you want it to stop your perfect prospect in their tracks and get them to, you know, sort of like if I said like, "Hey, Craig," and you turn around, you know. So that's the whole goal of our headline is to you know, to stop them, and then the subhead, or the, you know, the what we call the debt copy or whatever, is to expand or support that headline.
Okay.
So right now I'll give you two versions. I would maybe even say, so what's the one thing that they what's their like deepest desires? Like, if you could take away, like, what are the three biggest frustrations for your market?
It's the kids' parents.
Okay.
And the kids who are coddled.
So like helicopter parents or whatever?
Yes.
Or whatever they call that?
That's what they call them. Yeah.
Yeah. So helicopter parents,
kids with pie in the sky fantasies and don't do anything to achieve them.
Right.
Won't work hard, but say they want to be the next LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't, and kids won't focus in practice. The focus is a lot. I hear that a lot. Don't pay attention to the coach in practice. Who are not. Yeah, all the kids show up in the game all excited, but very few of them want to put the time in practice.
Okay.
What needs to be done in practice.
Right. So I think something like this would be yeah, so I could see like two different versions of this. One where we have a version which is based on this test, this uh,
Yep.
this guy,
Okay.
and then expanding on that, and then the other one where it's just whatever you already had. So what I'll do here is just really quickly. I think based on what you just told me, if I'm hearing you correctly, we could say in 4 hours transform your team into let's see.
I just had a quick thought here as I was writing one of the bullet points before this call. What if I had FFF, focus, fearless, or fearless, focused, and fierce, 3 Fs?
Yeah, that could work as well. So you could have you could have it all based on the here's the true here's the proven
The 4 hours could be changed. It's truthfully, it's 8 meetings of a half an hour apiece.
right. So we could
say
just say something like, introducing the proven FFF, triple F method, which allows high school coaches to go from a paid, or are they volunteers?
Oh, yeah, a babysitter. Yeah.
Yeah. You could even say like glorified babysitter.
Yeah. Oh, that's a kick in the gut.
Yeah, into coaching a dynamic, respectful, and winning team. Something like this.
Yeah.
So I would just say you could say
Oh, yeah, that's good. They are burnt out, many of them.
so this triple F method will become something in the sales letter which you underline often, because this is the mechanism which allows every other benefit to happen.
Okay.
So it's because of this, because of the triple F method, that you're able to see, that you're able to see such results.
Right. Yep.
So as far as the so for the first part of it, I would just say, let's see, for the debt copy, I would say,
This is for high school coaches, by the way.
okay.
I don't know if that's relevant to what we're doing. I'm targeting high school coaches. Oh, yeah, you put high school on the top. Yeah.
which allows burned out. Let's see, burned out. Can we abbreviate it like that? Will they know what that means?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, so
I actually have a built-in methodology. It's RACE, R.A.C.E, which I talk about in the program and in the rest of the copy.
oh, okay. Let's see. Let's just use Helvetica, and I'm going to use Helvetica again. So then this is where you would just introduce, you know, like dear winning coach.
Yep.
If you're tired and about to quit on your kids because you're sick of the disrespect, laziness
Yep.
factor, and the constant, I don't know why this is in italics. You could say,
The biggest thing they're tired of is these parents who are in their face. One of the things I promise is that we're going to empower the kids to deal with their parents on their own.
all right, so I don't know who came up with that. All right, so this is just the introduction. It's basically like dear winning coach. You could even say like, you know, from the desk of, you know,
Okay.
where
Yep.
where do you live?
Seattle.
Okay. Where it rains like 8 months of the year.
Yep. Yep. I'm in Atlantic City right now at a coaching conference I'm speaking at tomorrow, though. Sunny here.
Meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Okay, so dear winning coach, if you're sick to death and about to quit on your kids because you're dead tired of the rampant disrespect, constant laziness factor,
Yeah.
and the never-ending helicopter parents who won't give you a break, this will be the most important letter you ever read. Here's why.
Yeah.
So then this would be the part where let's see.
Yeah, I can make changes to all that.
Yeah,
Or I can get another template that will work for that.
yeah. I mean, this is as bare bone. This is pretty bare bones
Yeah.
as far as like what it looks like, but it doesn't have to be anything like super fancy, you know.
Right.
I mean, your template is not bad. It was just a little bit hard to read.
Yeah.
But so you basically see how, you know, so, and this is where you talk about the, you know, the nightmare, you know, my kids were showing, you know, my kids were downright, you know, it's like, here's why, you know, I used to be a coach, or, you know, this is for coaches who, so you like intro yourself, I mean, they kind of know who you are, but you know,
You can just talk your way like that and get the highlights. You don't have to write it.
yeah, just get the highlights in. So, you know,
No, I mean, you teaching me here, so just to save time, you don't have to write it all out. Just you give me the highlights like you're doing, and just
okay,
give
yeah.
me.
So intro yourself.
Yeah.
You know, why are you qualified?
Yep.
You know, just like you, I was, you know, I was a high school, you know, so I was a high school coach, and I experienced struggling to get, you know, big wins from parents who were always breathing down my neck, and it was terrible. And, you know, we hardly won any games, and my kids were downright, like, you know, evil at times, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
so there are 3 or 4 paragraphs of, like, you know, bad stuff happening, and then like breakthrough, you know.
Okay.
I was at my, you know, I was at rock bottom until I, you know, decided that I didn't want to give, I knew two, you know, I knew 2 truths deep in my soul. You know, truth number 1,
Yeah.
I didn't want to give up on my kids ever. And truth number 2, I was gonna figure this out, how to succeed despite my circumstances.
Yep. Now, I, I need a little help with this, tailoring it for me.
Right.
I don't actually coach.
Okay.
I've never coached a team.
Okay.
I work with the kids individually, and I've done these meetings for teams, you know,
Okay.
not as a coach. But so I'm thinking I could maybe say I did this for a coach. You know, I have a little I just can't say I did
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
I
that's
didn't
fine. So I would say something like, you know, you're in a unique position because you have to deal, and this is all being recorded. So
Yeah, okay.
you're in a unique. Sorry, I got my phone set up so it rings 7 different things when I get a call. That's great. So as a high school coach, you're in a unique and a lot of times difficult position because you have to be a pastor, best friend, confidant, babysitter, you wear multiple hats at one time when you should only have to wear like 2 hats.
Yeah.
And this is where a lot of my friends who have been in these, you know, high school systems have either hired me one-on-one or you know, gotten me to come in and coach and help them. So you basically say, like, I come in the back door, I help these coaching or I help these high school programs, and I help you know, whether I get paid or they're my friend or whatever, and I help them to see XYZ results.
Yeah.
So if this is going to a cold audience, I would have a story in here of your friend reaching out to you because a lot of things happened to him, you know. So 3 or 4 paragraphs about the symptoms that he was facing. And then I would kind of pitch this as a prescription. So, you know, it's like, you know, my name is Craig, and, you know, for the last XYZ years, people have been privately coming to me in the high school coaching community or the AAA sports, I don't know, AAA division, whatever division the stuff they're in, high school sports, and coming to me asking me for help because they know that I'm qualified to offer such advice and counsel because I am a XYZ, right? So I would put in your credentials, like, how are you qualified to help these coaching these high school teams?
Okay.
And then I would maybe tell a story about, you know, like a couple paragraphs about why you're qualified, and then tie that into a couple paragraphs about what was this guy or girl going through that they reached out to you, what was the symptoms, and then after working with you, what were the results? What did you prescribe to them, and then what were the results?
Okay. Yep.
And then based on those results, you have your introducing my XYZ program, right? So then you're into this part right here. So, you talk about why you talk about like the scenario or the situation in which you're qualified to get XYZ results for the I know they call these like Division 1 or Division 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I would put in, if you would like similar results without having to experience thing 1 they hate or thing 2 they hate, I have a very special offer for you. Now, if this is going, down the line, when you do want to send this to a cold audience after some indoctrination happens, like some 7 or 8 emails or videos where they know who you are and your story, you don't need a ton of information like to sell it, but I oftentimes, like your sales will never hurt from longer copy, like you can never give them like too much information. But at the same time, like if they know who you are, then you don't necessarily have to drive home. You're not going to need like 3 pages of, things are bad, but then they can get better because of this triple F solution. And you just don't need as much of that. But having some of this ammunition of, so the first part we talked about, who this is for. We expanded on that promise by identifying things that they wanted to escape from, and they want to arrive to.
Okay.
So that they want to arrive at the respect and wins and dedication, and they want to escape from babysitting, helicopter parents, and disrespect that they feel on a weekly basis. Then we're into, the story part and why you're qualified.
Okay.
There needs to be a couple paragraphs in here about bad stuff happening, which will lead to the triple F breakthrough that you discovered working with him. And I found that this triple F breakthrough for my friend Billy could work for coaches not only in Seattle, but all across the country if they were willing to put aside some things which weren't working and try some things which do work, And then boom, and then you're into this part. Like that's why if you'd like to experience similar results without having to deal with helicopter parents or become a disrespected babysitter who just gets blamed for the losses, I have a very special offer for you. I'm opening up my mental toughness toolbox. That might sound like a, something that you don't need to be mentally tough, but it's much more than just a pep talk, that you would see on, I don't know, like the Cosby Show. It's like, in fact, this high level performance training will transform your team athletes into, let's see, self-generated. I would say, into seasoned, confident, and respectful young adults, and set them up to organically support each other, so you can focus on their skills and strategy that they need to win games at the highest level possible.
Okay, good. Yeah, nice.
What's more, this training is so from anytime you describe the training, I would put in the triple F method.
Got it. Okay.
So
okay.
And then, so every time you mention it, I would underline it like this.
That's real helpful. Yeah.
So then this is like the device that really does a lot of the selling for you, you know?
Yep. Yep.
So like, what the heck is this thing? And, you know, how is it allowing you to get such good results? I mean, you could even experiment with calling it the triple F coaching, you know, institute, or the triple
Yeah.
F coaching blueprint or something like that.
And put it in the title of the product, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's better than like mental toughness, even though like your domain it's nice, but I think like the triple F method is just, it's just a lot more sellable, you know?
Ah,
Because when people say like mental toughness toolbox, that's cool, but triple F method, you know, it's just a lot more like James Bond, you know?
yeah.
It's like, which one would you rather buy, like the triple F method or the mental toughness toolbox? So,
Okay. Right. So that will just then assume that they're there for mental toughness. I mean, on mental toughness, everything.
yeah, you could say as an added bonus, the triple F method will give you a you know, a coating of mental toughness, you know, which rivals, you know, Daredevil, Superman, or, you know, even whatever the latest superheroes are wearing in the new Batman versus Superman movie. You know, it's like it will be your armor against all of this noise, so you can focus on what's really important, which is, you know, instilling values in your kids and showing them how to win, while at the same time like minimizing harmful distractions such as blah 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 blah. You know, and even like maybe how to get parents on your side instead of like fighting them. You know, how to get parents to become your cheerleaders and support system instead of, you know, always whining and whatever. So what I'm going to do, Craig, is I'm going to paste this.
Yes, awesome.
I'm going to email you.
cbsigel@gmail.
All right, I'm sure I have it.
Yeah, you've sent me before.
Yeah, and so basically, you could also, I mean, there's a lot in here that you can kind of do. You know, there's never a, come on, oh, there we go.
CB.
That's
All right.
there you go.
Bob.
I see you. All right, let's see. Come on. Send. Okay, there you go.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, and then as far as this stuff right here, I would maybe like have it all be white, or, you know, it's just harder to read reverse type.
Okay.
So like all of this stuff, if you do want to change the color, maybe make it like a green or a blue. But I would really bump up this font into like a Helvetica or something like that.
All right.
And then just like 17 or 18 points.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I got to finish some of that. That's part of the time. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, let me know how it does, and we'll talk soon. You got my email.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Craig. Okay. Thank you to Craig. We'll mute him. We have ultimate power on this call, and have the power. I think Melanie was next. If I could find the chat. Let's see, I'm gonna unmute you, Melanie. Melanie, how you doing?
Hi, good.
Good.
I had sent you a invite to a Google Doc, but
Okay.
I know that sometimes that's a pain, so I also quickly put it on a page. If you want to just go to that URL, it's at the bottom of the chat window.
Oh, okay.
Or yeah, it's either way.
Yeah, let me just, I'll go to the chat. Okay. Where are we here? Chat window. Boom. Okay. Gotcha.
It's not pretty. I'm just.
Oh no. Most of the stuff is that I see now is in people don't even bother to like make the webinars. They're just like, here you go. Here's Google or Word doc. I'm like, yeah, okay.
So this is my first product that I got created. I've got 4 more being created right now.
Okay.
But what we had talked about, like maybe doing like try to see if we could give it away for free.
Yeah, I mean, what I would do is I would maybe give away like a portion of it for free. So like a checklist or uh, I went through the PDF today that you sent me, and I think maybe even adding up the tips that they get.
Okay.
So, and I know there's like, let's see. So like Allure magazine, so you can kind of see here how they're using all kinds of list, what do we call listicles? So it's just basically like they're listing out the
tips or whatever.
Yeah. So 32,358, whatever.
Okay.
We've got 23 amazing makeovers.
Yeah.
So, even going in here and seeing like 73 stunning fashion and beauty secrets for vibrant women over 50.
Okay.
So I think like if it was like a Facebook ad, I would just say like, PDF or so it could be something like that. It could be something like, let me go back into Craig's thing here. So it could be, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So it could be new, I know it doesn't give you a lot of room in there in those things for headlines, but 73 stunning beauty. I guess beauty would come before fashion, right? Beauty and fashion shortcuts or secrets. Can't spell. Secrets for women over 50. We could say, let's see. You could see how like this. So they're using a lot of these. Tricks for bigger, brighter, sexier eyes.
97 tips.
The best sleep solution, skin vitamins, flab blasters, and more. So in the actual Facebook ad, we could just go in here and take some screenshots inside of the ad thing itself. Springsteen's in Portland tonight. Nice. Here we go. Okay. And I'm going to Ad Manager. And I'm going to create an ad. Create campaign. I want to collect leads. I want to promote my page. No, I don't know what I want to do.
Get people to claim your offer. We're giving them something free. I don't know.
Yeah, let me see. Increase website. All right.
Yeah.
So do you have a website for this yet?
No.
Okay. Let's just say it's let's just say it's
Alluring over 50.
yeah, let's say it's Allure Magazine, allure.com. I want to promote allure.com. And I'm gonna whatever. Just 1 second. All right, so local awareness. I'm going to skip this right now and do the ad. All right, so let's just say this is the ad preview, and I want to, let's see. Let's just say, yeah, it doesn't really matter. All right, so let's just say that, yeah, let's just say that this one is your photo. It's really weird. Let's see, makeup. All right, so yeah, I like this one. Okay. Here is the image thing. So get rid of this. And we will say 72 stunning beauty tricks. Let's see. And then we have this part. Let's see. And then we're going to go back to Allure. And for this example, we will just steal some of their copy. Let's see. Hair and makeup updates, the top 10 new trends. So we could say something like, and we got a little bit more room. So we could say, so yeah, so this would be the something that we could test to see if they'll actually, go and download the cheat sheet or the whatever. I don't think I chose the right ad, but basically this would be, and of course this stuff at the top would be replaced by your page or whatever the page would be.
Okay.
As far as the audience, we could go in here and see that, for some reason it shows like let me go back here real quick. Create versions on the website. Okay, set audience and budget. And we would say women over 50 years old. Come on. Who speak English, who live, let's see, who, so you could say like Allure magazine or, In Style, Glamour. They like these magazines, Vogue, Mary Claire, Cosmo, Elle, Shape. And then we could also say, household income. Oops. Let's see. Narrow audience. So we could say, all right, let's see. Household income. Yeah, incomes. So we have all of these ones. I don't want that 75 to 100,000. Over 500,000. All right, so it's telling me that there's 470,000 people who like these magazines, who make over, oh, not that 50 to 75. I want to get rid of that. Get rid of that. So then we could keep taking away or adding to make the audience like at least 500,000. I guess Mary Claire is like teens. It's probably not, these ones maybe not so much. But so you could say like who have bought, so we can make it so the whole goal here is to broaden it to like a couple million people and then add in the narrowing until it gets down to like 1.5 to 500,000. So once it did that, you could go into like, how much is your house worth? What's your buying on, did you buy, you could say like, do they have a, let's see, shopping. So we can find people that like do luxury shopping or beauty. So you could say like beauty. Let's see. So they like, and that's kind of vague. So like, fashion, do they, what do they buy? So there are ways to go in here and see like, are they buying clothes? So you can go in here and see, let's see, suggestion, no, browse, that's what I want to do. Behaviors. So you go into behaviors and you see that they are purchase behavior. We can go into clothing, health and beauty, beauty products and accessories, cosmetics, fragrances, hair care, health and wellness buyers, skincare. So we're trying to expand the audience here, and at the same time, like we could take away a lot of these interests, to try to broaden the audience more. Let's see, we take away household income. Let's see. All right, so if we take away the household income, we just keep adding like magazines here, then we can get up to about a million women who buy beauty products and also are interested in these types of things. Mm-hmm. So that's the type of person that I would run the ad to.
Okay.
And of course, that's with my very, 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 very limited knowledge of this subject matter. You could also enter in, so all these magazines. You could also go into, brands like L'Oreal. So my mom, she wears that place freaks me out. I go there and they give you like a $20 eyeshadow thing, and they all wear these coats. L'Oreal. What's the other one my sister likes? Anthropology. J. Crew. This is actually much easier because it's you could do Ann Taylor Loft. Ann Taylor Loft. See, then we're getting into like 600,000. Glamour. Gosh, what else is in here? Let's see. People. No. Elle magazine. Maybe they read People too. Because basically, we're also saying that they also must see. We're cheating a little bit because we're saying they also must. We have to add more interest because it's narrowing our interest because we're qualifying it. Because we want them to also be interested in these beauty products, right? So if we took this away, this number down here would be much higher. But this is the type of demo for your stuff that I would look at, because it's it's just gonna perform better. And then you could keep adding or taking away until you reach, I don't know, like 1 million people, 1 million women who are into this type of, we could even say they like cosmetics. They, spa enthusiasts. That'll probably like lower a number, actually raise employers. So employers, we could take away employers. I don't know why it added that. Where's that employers thing? Employers. No.
Oh.
So we're getting there. Maybe they also like, there's ways to go in and kind of figure out what they also read and things like that. But this gets you sort of halfway there. Where there's just a lot in here of behaviors. We can go into residential profiles. So are they do they like, are they travelers? Let's see. Are they leisure travelers? Do they have a, let's see. the education. So the education would be education level. Let's say we wanted to be college graduate, right? And that will, so then we're at 1 million people. And let's say we also want them to be a homeowner. So we know that they're financially stable even further. So then look, so now we've got our kind of perfect audience, you know, women who are into all these different beauty products, who also are college graduates, who own a home, who are also interested in all these magazines.
And they're 50 to 65. Might be better to go 50 to 70.
Yeah, I don't even know if they let us go that high.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just says 65 plus.
Oh, okay.
So you could even do 40, you could even do 40 years old or 45 years old. If you wanted to go down that low, and that's 2 million people, so then we would start narrowing, then we would say, we want to narrow that to 1.5. So we would say that they must be, we would add in some qualifiers, because that's a little 2 million. I would have it be like maybe 1.5 or less, but you get the idea.
Maybe leave it at 50.
Yeah. So we know that they have, we know that they have a stable, we know they have money, or at least income. We're not doing their net worth, but we could narrow that even further. So we could say must have at least $200,000 lying around in the bank, right? So that would probably take this down to 500,000 people. But then you would know that they had money, that they liked all of your qualifiers. So this is the type of person that I would run that ad to. Obviously there's a lot more qualifiers you could put in there, but this gets you in the general direction that you'd want to go in.
Okay. All right. Well, could you look at that? I just threw together this little wording just like an hour before the call for this, for actually like the landing page. Now, it's not going to look like this. It's going to look better, but I don't mind if we can give this away and we can prove it. We can prove the numbers out as long as it.
Yeah, I mean, if you get opt-ins, I think that's good.
Yeah, and that's kind of proving the concept. And then because I've got like 10 different topics.
Okay.
That I want to do this with.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is there, there is an audience, and women love to. I'm a man, so I say this with all respect. Women love to buy this type of stuff, and it's heavily expensive. There's a lot you can do here, but basically, I would say something like, remember her, that beautiful young girl you used to be and still are at heart. Seems like
only yesterday disappeared.
As you can see, we are not good spellers. Come on. Spelling just gets in the way, right?
Right.
Let's see. and this is a little short, but basically you could say something like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I don't want to diminish whatever, but it's basically you want to say something like, you know, yeah, this is disappointing, but it's like in order to capture what we once felt like we had or that we still have, but we want to bring that back out, we need, you know, these shortcuts and these tools and these secrets. Would you like a new shortcut to the latest beauty, fashion, and wellness secrets for 2016 and beyond? Far more than a mere, tutorial which gets lost in the mail or thrown away unread. This will be a essential beauty toolbox you use for years on end. Introducing Fashion and Beauty for Women Under 50, a power-packed ebook filled with amazing tips and common sense ideas. You could even say, why didn't I think of that ideas? To help you so you can embrace your fashion and beauty in this stage of this wonderful, vibrant, and essential stage of your life. This fun, informative, you could even say, this report is 100% free because we want you to spread the word. To get your copy, which will rush to your inbox.
Okay, great.
So yeah, I mean, I know that's not perfect. That's kind of off the top of my head. And you could definitely use this, go back in here to like Allure and, Cosmo, and I don't know, Ritz-Carlton is also another one that I like to go to and look at like what are the escape and there's so many so the spa, so right, this type of language, rejuvenate, restorative, melt away.
Melt away cares and unwind in luxury.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to go here, right? So it's like, so of course, like we all know what this is, but create that type of experience and future cast. So like, if you would like to quickly and easily restore your confidence and inner peace, because you have tools at your disposal which will allow you to get the best results for your type of body and body structure, facial whatever, then you come to the right place. So words like transformative,
I like that. Just the glow. Something about a glow is nice, even though that's talking about a sea salt glow. But
yeah, but I mean, like like looking at. So what I would do is I would find like the top 5 beauty manufacturers. Like so, I know like MAC makeup. I don't know if they're still big, but I remember my sister used to wear this stuff. So you go in here. She probably still does. So like MAC makeup. Look at like what they're, just sort of the languaging and the phrasing that they'll use. We're looking toward the future. So that idea that you will always be beautiful. We know that we'll always be beautiful. We just need a little, assistance we just need a little help along the way, right? And like, that's why we've created this report for you, blah, blah, blah. And then clicking on this and seeing like, what are the what's the language that they use? Even just look at the comments on Instagram. Would look so cool. I could do this. So this gives them confidence. So I guess that was Instagram. I want to look at their come on.
What's new, maybe products?
We're in like a whole new world here. All right. Moisturizers is good.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. $17 later. Probably like Flash or something. What the heck?
That's not working right.
Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So I would go through here, look at like the top beauty sites and the top, makeup, L'Oreal.
Estee Lauder.
Yeah, Estee Lauder. So here's Estee Lauder. This is some kind of loyalty thing, but so skincare again. Reward yourself. So again, a lot of like rewarding and living this best life possible. Look at this stuff. Who makes all this? Advanced night
It's
repair.
very hard stuff.
I just got my sister's pregnant, so I just got her that Kiehl's. Kiehl's might be another. Brand to look at because a bunch of rich people they love this Kiehl's or Kells, so looking at like the language that they're using, replenishing restores the appearance of skin, replenish
regenerative,
replenish and rejuvenate your beauty, blah 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 blah. Amazing. This is the best product ever. It literally has made my skin glow, helped my wrinkles, and overall improve the condition of my skin. So again, let's see. And then reading the reviews, bit hesitant. I've been using it ever since. My skin glows, getting compliments on my skin, go from being uncomfortable to getting compliments, literally overnight. Download our free report right now. So that is some of the stuff that I would try.
Okay. So the point of this, all right, so that's a way to test out each of these different areas because I'll have different areas that are of interest to people over 50.
Yeah, I would run, $10 to $20 a day at it and see if you start to get opt-ins from the crowd that we looked at, and I think that would be a good sort of litmus test.
Okay.
So,
all right, and then I just create that. So create its own web page, and their homepage is basically a landing page. But doesn't Facebook really frown on that?
Not if you're doing it right. So with mine, what I'm doing is, so if I was doing one, I would have one or two things. I would either have send them right to, you could send them right to the ebook and then like retarget them later on. You could do that, which works.
Yeah, because this is just a test at this point. So that would work.
So you could do that, or you could test sending them right to the opt-in. So this is my little opt-in page, which I don't, I haven't totally promoted a ton of this yet. But basically, if you are going to run traffic, you would have to have a privacy policy on the page.
Yeah. That's not a problem.
Somewhere that they can get to. And I have a terms of service and a contact us. You know, stuff like this works well. But you can also just, you know, as like I said, you can also just run this right into, you know, like I have a pre-sale page right here, where, you know, they read the article, and then they read this whole thing. And then if they like it, then they click over to the sales page. You know, and this is not anything huge. It's based on those Ogilvy and Mather ads. But so you could have a maybe 30, you could take a portion of the ebook, put it on a ClickFunnels or a WordPress or, you know, something like that, a Lead Pages. And then if they like this kind of thing, either retarget them, whoever hits this page and doesn't buy, go to the sales letter and then purchase, or, you know, just have the opt-in in front of them. So this is the sales page. So if they click to go to the sales page, then they see this thing, which is just a $100, you know, product that Bond, Halbert, and I did. And then they go here, and then they, you know, they buy or they don't buy. So that's a good way to educate a cold audience. Again, this is for people that just don't know who I am. Otherwise, you could go, you know, I guess right to the sales page. But something like this, advanced methods for making your skin glow, and being a trendsetter in 2016, even if you don't know, even if you're colorblind, you know, or whatever. Then I have a little like bio here, and then it goes into the article. And it's not really totally edited very well or even amazingly thought out. It's just stuff that I know that they would enjoy and pre-frames me as an expert. And then once they see this thing, then they can click here and then I can retarget them. So that's another way to do it. With these little pre-sale pages, like 10 ways to do XYZ, and then they see the page and you can retarget them, or you know, or follow up later on. There doesn't necessarily have to be another button on this page. You know, just in this case, there is. You could even see, like, give me some comments. What else would you like to see? And then there's a Facebook thing and they comment. So you don't even have to have, you know, you could run like $5, $10 a day and see if you can get Facebook comments on an article like this, you know. So there's no shortage of ways to gauge the interest, but I do think it's there. So
okay,
that's good.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll have like wildly different product selections or areas. So I'll have to do this multiple times in multiple ways. So this is great education. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, these little David Ogilvy things, you know, David Ogilvy is one of the famous ad men of, he ran Ogilvy and Mather, and did these little articles, you know, how to launch new products. They were an ad agency, and they had Schweppes and Rolls Royce, and they did these, you know, how to create advertising that sells. So all this was just you know, Ogilvy and Mather has created over $1.48 billion worth of advertising and spent $4,900,000 tracking the results. Here's, with all the dogma, brevity, are 38 of the things we have learned. So again, it's just really a tutorial. And then at the end, is this all we have? No, you can call in to you know, even the one that, so somebody like ripped this off, you know, how to create a website that sells, 15 simple techniques to boost your online sales. So again, perfect little lead magnet, or, you know, whatever you'd want to.
EBM.
Yeah. Education-based marketing. Exactly. So yeah. And this stuff was helpful. I mean, look, you know, Guinness Guide to Oysters, right? The Women Over 50s Guide to Beauty. And then you have a little infographic like this, or, So there's no, as long as it's helpful and useful, there's no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just do something like that. Get them to opt in on that, and then take the next steps from there. I don't really have to give the whole thing away. That's what you're saying.
You don't have to give the whole
I'm
thing.
hard-headed.
Yeah, no. I mean, we all want to make it perfect and do a bunch of do as much work as we possibly have to do. But the whole idea is like, is there interest here? Can we gauge that interest?
Okay.
By copying something like this, maybe like 10 overlooked magazines packed with beauty tips that women over 50 should read, right? Of course, that's a long headline, but you get the idea.
Sure.
It's like fashion, fashion faux pas women over 50 always are making,
Yeah.
And then you could have like 10 photos, get the free report and whatever, or see the article on the other side. And then they click and they see the article, and then you can retarget them, over the next 180 days, I think. So yeah, then it becomes like fun, dare I say it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think Melody, you're on the right track. I'll definitely email you. But I think this kind of stuff is good for everybody. I do think that this type of, now that okay, there is an audience of over 50 women who read those magazines, and who buy those products, and who live in homes that are over $1 million or whatever. So it's like, we know that they're there.
Right. Okay. So. Excellent. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
Okay, let's see. All right, now we have Peggy and Jeff. Okay. Peggy, let me see. I need to mute. Melon, Peggy. I don't see. Let's see. Hey, John, how you doing? Oh, 281 number. Oh, okay. That's secret. All right, cool. Hey, guys.
Hey, how are you?
How are you? As the president said.
Good.
Good to see you. How are you? Okay. Tell me what you got here.
Okay, so Jeff has put together a new webinar called How to Deal with Affair Trauma. And we put it out to our list and did fairly decent with it. And so what we're wanting to do is turn it more into an evergreen offer. There's no sales page. There is only this email series. So I was just wondering if you could help make the copy better, because this is going to cold traffic.
Okay, so it's going to cold traffic?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, how'd you get the people on the webinar like before?
Oh, they were from our list.
Okay. And what kind of sorry, so you said the results were, what was the product price?
$47.
Okay, and you sold a good amount of them?
Well, for us, yeah, we sold 7,
Nice.
and like 650 saw the offer.
Okay.
Actually opened the email and got it. So.
Yeah. Okay, so basically we want to scale that. What I would immediately do with those 7 buyers, if you did not have an upsell offer, is to offer them something else, pretty quickly, whether that's like one-on-one coaching or, $500 to $1,000 a month of, like a phone call for $500 or, an accelerated, coaching package that does X, Y, Z, and see if any of them take it. Would you like some help with healing and restoring your relationships? in a far faster way than you could do it on your own. If so, here's what we've got for you. And then that little 7 or 8 paragraphs describing the advanced coaching or one-on-one coaching could lead to a woohoo form with a phone number and, get their stuff, and then you could contact them. I would maybe see if something like that could work. Even if only like 1 or 2 people took it, you just doubled your sales there. So that's something that could be cool. As far as automating, so this is these are the emails. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So they're moving away from, so let's do this exercise here. They're moving away from, what are they moving away from, and what are they trying to escape from, and what are they trying to move toward?
Okay, they're moving away from being in a state of trauma. And by trauma, because with affairs, there's what amounts to a PTSD state, where essentially on the inside of them, their hormones and everything go wacky, and they have a hard time bringing it back down to normal. But even after the affair is over, they can still stay in this agitated state for weeks, if not months.
Okay. I think that, so here's something that you could try. You could have you could do it this way, and this would sort of and this is like what you feel comfortable with. But if I was trying to get their attention, so my whole goal first, the number one thing I want to do is grab their attention in a way that causes them to be pulled into the narrative. So there's a couple things here. I mean, you could have so the email number 1 could be, the Martha Stewart Guide to Relationship Recovery, right? And in this, you could say something like, remember Martha Stewart? She's the lady that had everything under control, and everything always looked perfect on the outside, and she did everything with style and grace. She even made a fortune showing others how to do the same. Then she made a mistake and traded insider stock information for a very small reward, as it happens. And then you could kind of say the same thing, you could even say, for many folks who experience a betrayal, the roller coaster ride of emotions can make you feel like you've gone from a Martha Stewart type persona where everything was perfect and great and you had a fairy tale life looking back on it, but right now you just want to smash everything and everything's broken, and you feel like the person who betrayed you did it for a very small, temporary pleasure, and now there's permanent damage in your home. And so I think you could basically say something like, for those of us who have moved on and been rudely awakened from a life that we thought would never run into a roadblock of problems, just like Martha Stewart, we've had to adapt and grow and change. Fortunately, though, instead of stumbling in the dark for a new way to get fast results, break through our traumas, and form a trusting relationship with our loved ones again, we've been able to shortcut that process. So I don't know, like you want to be able to tell some stories like this. This is not the best example, but it is something that, you could get into, like masks we all wear, like, and how to, like if you don't know how to take off your mask, that remember Martha Stewart, everything was perfect, everything was under control. Then something terrible happened in her life, and you saw like her true colors, and it's like that can be the same with our relationships, or that could be the same with whatever you experienced. And if you're experiencing XYZ, then you owe it to yourself to understand that recovery from affair takes longer than it took for the affair to happen. It takes a good amount of time to clean up and recover from a betrayal than you might have first assumed. So you see how like you can make that analogy work if so you could use Oprah. It's like, when you could say like, Oprah is totally wrong, so you could say like, use a fairy tale quote from Oprah. It's like, I'm an Oprah fan, but this time she really made me mad, and it's because her relationship advice was just sort of in fairy tale land. This is what she recently said. And while I usually agree with her, I feel like she's totally off the mark, especially for women. I assume this is the women, especially for women who have been betrayed and their trust shattered. Right. And then you can kind of go into, you and I both know that recovery from an affair does not happen instantly. In fact, it can take much longer to recover than it took for the affair to take place. That's, you might not know it, but one reason it takes longer is because of one party might be experiencing unrealistic, even unfair expectations and putting those on the other person. When you have listened to people like Oprah or Ellen or whoever, it unrealistically shapes your expectations that everything should be quick, easy, and painless. And a lot of that unfair expectations come in the form of time. We live in a microwave society where everything is instant and our relationships take time to heal. So, I think using something like that as a starter for these emails could work well. That doesn't have to be how you do it, but that could work.
Yeah, I like your idea of starting off with a story, like the Martha Stewart one. It's definitely a much more powerful hook.
Yeah, I think Martha Stewart, Oprah, I mean, even like maybe getting into this celebrity culture of everything always has to be perfect, and, look at, like why I hate the Oscars and trashy magazines. And it's like, well, I hate the Oscars sometimes and trashy magazines because they hold women, or they hold society up to this unfair standard of beauty and unfair standard of everything should be easy and everything should be effortless. And sometimes I just want to like punch a hole in the wall, especially because I'm hearing so many stories of women who are suffering and going through this traumatic experience as a result of, a scenario of broken trust. And if you're like me, some days you just want to like roll over, ignore your kids, and go back to bed. Or at worst, drink like a whole entire bottle of, whatever alcohol is nearby. I don't recommend either of these options, but that's real life. Now on to the reason that I'm writing you, and then boom, you go into this, this part right here. And then you detail the solution. There is a better way. Before I get to that, let me give you a little word of advice and encouragement. Your recovery, if you've been in a relationship which has ended in betrayal or mistrust, does not happen instantly. And then you could do another one for like the microwave culture. Are you a microwave? Are you a microwave woman or man? What do I mean by microwave woman or man? Well, I mean someone who unfairly thinks that things should be instant. And so you could tell a story about that, like Hot Pockets or Pop-Tarts, or, who remembers Pop-Tarts? It's like, you could even have like Pop-Tarts plus relationship disaster, and then they open it up and you say, remember when you used to give your kids Pop-Tarts or eat them yourself? It's like, they're quick and easy, but they're really, really bad for you. But the reason a lot of people like them in the morning is they're quick and easy. And I was thinking about that and really reminding myself that a lot of times we think that this recovery process should be quick, painless, and easy, when it's none of those things, nor should it be. In fact, you should know that one reason you might be feeling XYZ is because you might have, either from yourself or someone else, a host of unrealistic expectations, right? And then you go into like the big problem, and then you go into the breakthrough, right? So the breakthrough would be, it doesn't have to be that way. In fact, there is a much better way, introducing blah, 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 if you're suffering from this or any of these issues, I have a very special presentation I want to invite you to. This is inside of this in-depth training. You'll discover in-depth solutions to how to get over a traumatic affair with grace, dignity, and a boatload of new confidence. If you've ever wanted to understand what is happening with you and have the tools and techniques to move on with your life and have it be stronger and wiser because of it, with a way to empathize with others who are going through hard times, this training is for you. Here's what we'll cover. Boom. So that type of lead-in, though, is something that you can play with. Ben Settle, if you get on Ben Settle's list, he's really good at those story type emails. With the stories always lead to some kind of call to action, like the George Costanza guide to, marital unfaithfulness. And you talk about George and what a terrible person he is on the show. And it's like, if you don't want to be like George, then, you should, be on this webinar, because you're going to learn exactly how to be an empathetic, caring person, even when you're still suffering yourself, and have the tools to break out and live an entirely new life, So it's really not about the copy necessarily. It's about the frame that you put it in, because your copy isn't bad. It's just, you need a more interesting, more entertaining and interesting frame. A lot of times I'll look at like dig.com or, AOL or People, and I'll see, I'll see that. So this one, question, could harvesting fog help solve the world's water crisis? Could this one training help solve your trust issues, right? That could be an email subject line. Do we still need XYZ? So do we still need therapists? Question mark. Let's see. That's a little too long. The difficult quest for peace and confidence, right? And then you kind of talk about frustration and stress and all this stuff, and then there's a breakthrough. But it's all based on like stories, stories from yourself, from the media, from like this one, peanut allergies are getting worse and it's all our fault. The world is having, Americans are having more affairs, and you can even try one, it's all your fault, and then like have like an empathy one, like, if you've ever been in an affair and either yourself either you are telling yourself it's all your fault or someone else is, then please read this entire email, and then you tell you reassure them, and then you invite them again to the webinar. So there's no bad emails necessarily. It's just a new excuse to email them again, let's see. Contrarianism, so like working out might actually slow your metabolism down. Getting a therapist might actually harm your relationships, right? So there's no like shortage of things that you can write about, but going through here and kind of replacing the topics with your topic will do wonders for your email topics and email storytelling abilities. Let's see. So this one is like more contrarian stuff, Dropbox, the epic story of Dropbox exodus from the Amazon cloud. So Dropbox, file storage company, but they went against this big company that everybody else uses for their storage. So it's like, is there something like that can be used in your industry? The epic, the incredible story of one woman who refused to read any self-help books at all, or the epic story of the woman who refused to have a therapist after her marriage broke up and what happened as a result. So some type of, or what happened when one woman chose to forgive her husband, or what one man chose to forgive his wife and, stay in the marriage, so it didn't end in divorce. They chose to stay together. Here's what happened, so that's probably contrarian because most people probably get a divorce, but I'm not sure. So does that kind of help you guys frame that stuff?
Yeah, it gives me some ideas, some places to look.
Yeah, man, there's just a lot in there. I mean, I think, Vanity Fair is big, even like the Kardashian guide to saving your marriage, you can have fun with it. You can, the Donald Trump guide to, marriage advice. And then you could have 7 or 8 of them that are just people that you would never take relationship advice from. And then say, like, if you're looking for a better way, like talk about how terrible it would be. It's like, well, this is what some people are actively thinking in their minds about relationship recovery. If you would like a better way, check this out. And then you re-invite them to the webinar. And so I think, figuring out like what are their heroes, who do they look up to, who do they think is ridiculous, and then like playing on that, the Taylor Swift guide to dating and relationships, so I think that would be funny. So, all right, guys, it looks like my computer is, time is it? Yeah, it's almost 8:00. So we've been going for a while here. So yeah, I think if you guys have my email, you could definitely email me the drafts or whatever, and I could take a closer look. When we're off the call, I can look at those tomorrow and get you some more in-depth feedback. I do think though that storytelling, like right now, there's a lot of like good advice and facts, and there's a lot of stuff like that. I think storytelling and bringing it into like the here and now with popular references and kind of a more of an urgent type of tone could help you guys.
Okay.
And then tomorrow I can go through here and look at this. Let me just email me this. I'm gonna email myself. And then I'll take a deeper look. But I think for right now, like that's just kind of what I saw was missing. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you.
All right, cool. I'll get a more in-depth video review to you guys tomorrow.
Perfect. Thanks.
All right, cool. And let's see if there was anything else in the chat. Okay. Yeah, John, that's fine. Do you have a link? And then I'm gonna stop this thing. I think John has a link for us here. Let's see, MTAM. Yeah, let's save this. Today's date. Today is 22nd. Yeah, John, you can get a review for sure. Let me just see where you are here. Oh, there you are. Hey, John, can you hear me?
What's happening?
What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
How are you?
Hey, doing good. It's been a while, bud. Sorry for running late today. I had a meeting and.
Oh no, I totally understand.
I had a link for you, and sorry, my phone. Sorry if there was too much of a delay. My phone just rang, and I stepped away for a second.
Oh no, it sounds fine.
Okay, great. Let me find something for you here. I got a couple of links.
Sure. Let me go grab a drink of water, guys. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. All right.
Yes.
So let me look at the first page here.
Yeah, and the second page we can actually ignore. The first page has really, I think the bulk of the advice you could give me on the first page. I could take and transfer it over to the other stuff.
Okay.
Should I give you a little like framing?
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Sure. So my cousin is a psychotherapist and has a 6-week relationship course, and it's been sitting on her bookshelf forever. She was like, John, is this something you could turn into an online course for me? I was like, absolutely.
You were like, heck no.
Yeah. It's like, let's do it. So we used, ClickFunnels. She has all these, she's certified and she has all these accreditations and stuff that I don't even know much about.
Yeah. You're like, I don't know who you are. Yeah.
Right. I know. Yeah. So anyways, we have this 6-week course and she has no following. So we're literally starting from ground zero. We have a 6-week course. We believe it to be valuable. We wanted to sell it at $97. But we just, we also just want to sell it so we could get testimonials and feedback and review. Sure. And what we've done is we've just created a Facebook page for her and started running traffic to ads that were coming to this page. And we produced about 250 visitors, no buyers at a $97 level or a $37 level.
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, and
it's probably typical. I'm not even that.
I mean, I think the problem would be with that is just indoctrination,
Yeah.
As you are well aware with following with Todd's stuff. And yeah, I mean, there's no wrong way to go about it, but I think you're going to have more sales, once you warm up the audience. It would be, I think, a little different, if you ran them to a webinar or something else like that. However,
and what I'm thinking is what we need to do, and I think along your lines is right now she just had a baby, she's got a full-time commitment to a new job she just started, all that kind of stuff, yeah. Right? So we want to do the upsell as a $97 or even a $197 hour session with her video via Skype, okay. Right? But right now she doesn't have the time, and I don't want to stress her with it. So we're just trying to see if we could get some momentum, help her gain a following, and help her sell the book. To your point is what I'm thinking is what we need to start doing are promoted like blog posts where we're writing like the top 5 things, the top 5 signs you need relationship counseling, or the top 8 signals your relationship might be heading toward the end. Run ads towards those blog posts. And then in my thought is that we're at least going to attract people. You're not going to click on that link if you're not having a problem in your relationship, right? So you click on the link, then they raise their hand, and then we give them some information and do like a banner ad on the side, like, typical promoted blog post fashion. how we should be warming up our traffic?
I think so. I mean, so what I would do here is minimize this.
And I know I'm asking you like, hey, look at my page and analyze
no. So
just
I
trying
think,
to give you the frame.
I think what we can do here is, let me know if you can see my screen.
I can. Yep. I'm following you. Yep.
All right. So, you know, cold ad, which would be, you know, 7, you know, romance. So like, it looked like it was like couples or whatever. So let's just say, let's just not even worry about the title, but you know, how to get XYZ results so you can XYZ, right?
Sure.
And then this would be a long form article or PowerPoint video.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And then there can be a section here where, through the power of the interwebs, where they go, you know, where it's ascension, right?
Yes.
So they either ascend to a low ticket offer, like a $7 guy. That could be the meditation thing.
Yes.
That you saw. If they get that, then they're into the, you know, 97 to 197 range
for a course.
Yeah,
basically.
for like a, you know, a 2 or you know, a couple hour long course or something like that.
Well, in the course she's selling, and it might not have been relevant, or it's actually a drip feed, already built 6-week drip feed course.
Okay, so
ready to go.
So that's like your main. That's like her main thing, right?
Yeah, that's the main. Yeah.
So,
and then that third upsell could then be, you know, an hour with her or whatever.
Right.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
So I think with this one, you would want to doggone it. So with this one, you would want to. This is the part where you are going to have to do more. Right here. There's my little arrow.
Yeah, in between the 7 and the big offer, right?
Yeah. So, but once they get the, because that's a big jump. I would maybe either do some more indoctrination between, you know, the $7 and the. You know, I would maybe have something else in there that was like a 97 or 2 payments of 97.
Well, we want to make the course, we're willing to sell the course. Honestly, we'll sell it for as low as 37. We'll sell it for 49, 97. It doesn't, we just want to sell it. So the price is irrelevant to us, really.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I wouldn't sell it for as low as that, but I would maybe do, you know, 97, you know, 97. So let's just say an even $100.
Yep. Okay, cool.
All right.
Yep.
So the meditation, and then the whole thing would be like, you know, hey, would you, you know, do you want to get, you know, a way to get even faster results, you know, with XYZ, you know, here's what I've got, here's what it will do for you, here's how to get it, and then why you should act now. So this is like, you know, Leo Burnett's outline of sales letter. But, so this part right here would be your $100 guy. And then here's the little outline. And then if they say yes to this, then you could test. You could definitely test pitching them the private consult, and then automating it, and then having a strong follow-up system for the $100 one and the private consult.
Okay.
Don't even worry about following up really for the 7. Maybe do an email or two saying it's going to go away. So if they don't buy the $7, send 2 emails with a countdown, saying it's going to expire, but you don't even need to worry really about if they don't take the $7 or not. Not a big deal.
Cool. But you like to do it even on that small offer, since you've already paid for the traffic anyways, may as well automate that.
Yeah, may as well try to get your traffic costs back.
Yeah.
And really the traffic costs come out of this $100.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like 67, or 70, it doesn't really, you want it to be, so like say it's $75, right? I don't know why this is not, but whatever. So, and then the, either way, they see the private consult. So whether they say yes to no, so they see the long form article, and then they're either retargeted. You could say like, retargeted to the sales page or sales letter. If they see that, then they go this meditation guide. If they don't buy it, they get a couple of emails, and then they're immediately taken to this private consult offer. And then if they do see this, or they do buy this, they see this. If they don't, they see this. So,
okay, I see what you're saying. I think I do. Just so for my own clarification, what you do is hit them with the long form article is just information, period.
Yeah, that's just indoctrinate.
You're not even making an offer on that page, or even on the side of that page, like on the banner, or you are like, would you have like a $7, honeymoon meditation on the, like an ad for it on the side, or would you avoid that?
I would avoid that. Okay. I just don't think you need it.
Okay.
Because you don't have to work too hard to sell a $7 thing.
Okay.
So you can either have that below, like if you saw like the way mine is, I'll show you mine real quick. And this hasn't been totally vetted out and tested with a bunch of cold traffic yet, but
right.
In theory, yes, it should work. So here's the opt-in. This is based off of Frank Kern's. I just recreated this in ClickFunnels. If you go to frankkern.com, you will see I'll just go there right now.
Yeah, sure.
Man, this guy, he cannot even read. He's a good friend of mine, so I was messing with him. All right.
I know. Yeah, I know that.
So he's got these pre-sale articles up top. I do not know why he has these on here, but I guess if someone randomly clicks, so he has this one, which is a indoctrination video on how to create a buying frenzy, and it's a $1 billion template swipe file. He has his terms and conditions and privacy. This other one is how to profit from people who say no. Again, these articles, I think all at one time were run as a Facebook ad, or at least from his list. So I think this is an unbalanced page, but you can recreate this in ClickFunnels. So how to profit from people who say no. It's just a big, long 1,000 or 2,000 word article. At the end of it, he pitches a webinar, I'm pretty sure, a sign up. Let's see. So number 6, so I guess he went in here and expanded it, I think. Anyway, after like 2,000 or 3,000 words, here's what to do next. I posted a short description of how this works in my Hidden Motivation here. Go here to read it. This is a pitch to become a $12,000 client.
Right.
Would you like me to design a custom marketing blueprint campaign for you for free? So again, you could even go in and join frankkern.com. He has a big 55-minute video which shows you how to do some advanced automation stuff with Infusionsoft. Your sister could kind of do that same thing once she has time, of outlining a session, like what happens during the future of restoring relationships, or the future of whatever benefit they want. Here's what you'll learn in the video. This video walks you through a brand new approach to healing and restoring your deepest wounds and fears. Most XYZ had never seen, right? So, but as you go through this video on frankkern.com, you will see how he indoctrinates cold traffic.
Got it.
And if you do not request a strategy session after this hour-long video for him to sell you $12,000 of Infusionsoft campaigns and coaching or whatever, he will follow up with you with 4 or 5 videos, which further shows his expertise and authority and credibility, and keeps pitching you.
He's relentless on email.
Yeah. But a lot of it is like
stop.
sort of the same thing. He just like keeps, I'm like, dude, you're like the laziest.
He doesn't stop. It's crazy. Frank's emails, they just keep coming. It's crazy. I say them just to look, just for. Yeah.
And so then what he will do is he will dump you into another campaign. So if you do not take up on this high end, so this is the reverse of the ascension model. So it's the reverse of like digital marketer. It's not like $7 to $37 to $97 to $500 to the war room, which is like 30 grand. It's a $12,000. If you don't buy the $12,000, frankkern.com thing, then you get put into a ultimate webinar blueprint, or you get put into a advanced coaching webinar, or you get put into a modulated class. But you can see mine is based off of his.
Of course, yeah.
And this works well. Advanced methods for making sales-friendly emails, even with a tiny list. If they opt in here, then they go to this David Ogilvy style article, which is also based off of Frank's thing. It's all mine, but
of course, yeah.
Whatever. Here's who I am, why I'm qualified, to teach. And then there's a 7 or 8. It needs to be more fleshed out, but it's just building credibility. Then click here to see the 7-minute method for cranking up your email open rates. This is a $100 course that Bonhower and I did.
Okay.
And then if they buy this, then they go to the order form, and if they buy this, I think I do actually have all upsells turned off. But once they did buy this, they could go into my monthly coaching group, which is like $97 a month, and they get templates and they get access to me, whatever. But the bottom line is there is some pre-indoctrination going on with this this article, and emails if they don't go read the article, and emails if they see the sales pitch but don't buy. So there's pre-framing and pre-indoctrination going on all the time. But the bottom line is you could never have you could have 3 or 4 of these that all go into that consultation pitch. And if they don't get that consultation for like $300 or $400, then you pitch them the $100, 6-week course.
Okay. I understand.
You could just do it that way. You could reverse it all, right? Which is what Frank's doing. So instead of doing the $7 to the $97 to the $500, he's going right for the $500 thing. And then if they do not, if they do not take him up on 4 or 5 videos, so he'll follow up with like 4 to 5 videos of like further training, and then each training has a pitch to call his office or whatever, or fill out a strategy session form. If they still do not do that, then he will wait a couple days and dump them into a totally new offer. So if you go join frankkern.com and just don't do anything, you'll see how eventually you'll get dumped into different campaigns.
Oh yeah. I think I have all of them saved because I've not acted on any of his stuff.
Yeah, so you'll see. He'll just keep, and so that's the power of this automated stuff is once you drive traffic and, but the whole goal is to figure out something that your sister can teach or show them, like, so let's just say.
What if how about this? And how about we turn it up even a notch even further and say, well, not a notch, but a different approach, and say, we do this article, we do a series of different articles that get people to raise their hand, right enhanced methods to whatever. They raise their hand, and at the bottom of each article, it's pretty simple. It just says, hey, look, we know, if you're in this place and you need help, click here for a free week. And then we give the first week, it's a 6-week course. So why don't we just start giving the first week away for free and then just upselling them after that? Like, you know what I mean? That's almost like our first piece of
So I would say here, like, we'd like to make your journey even easier, and then basically have we want to show you exactly, the methods and tactics that you can use to get XYZ results. That's why we'd love to offer you the first 60 minutes of the training. Here's what it will do for you. Here's how to get it, right?
Yes. Yeah. Do you like?
I like that. Yeah. And then, I mean, you could even offer them a trial. I think you can even offer them a trial through like Stripe and ClickFunnels,
You can. See, you can. My feel like the thing, I just am not right. Like I'm good. We've talked before. I'm good at technical stuff. Right. I'm not a great marketer yet. And I don't think it's hard. I totally respect now after the last year, how hard it is and what it really takes to get someone to pull out their wallet. Even a small offer.
It's amazing.
You know what I mean?
It's amazing. And that's why you have to almost do as much work to sell the $7 thing as you do to sell the $500 thing or the $1,000, so you might as well try to sell the more expensive thing first. It honestly doesn't really matter. I mean, the whole point is that is there an audience there? Do they respond to any type of offers at all? And then you fine tune and you reframe. But yeah, it is getting them to pull out their wallet and buy is so opposite of everything we're trained to do. We're just looking. We don't need help. Like, no, we don't want to be sold to. And so people love to buy, but they hate to be sold to. So it's like you have to, it's like how much information do they need in order to make a decision? A lot of times depends on the price, and sometimes depends on do they want it or not, and how educated they are that there's actually a problem, and how much of this they've seen in the marketplace. Like, is there? You can't just put up an ad that says how to make money online. Click here.
I've seen some of those ads though. It's
The
crazy.
market is too saturated for that, such as like, how to lose 5 pounds, click here. You have to, have a bigger idea or a new method or something they haven't seen before. And that will extend to more and more different markets as people become more, hyper aware. And but at the same time, that's why these pre-frame articles or indoctrination videos or whatever are so powerful, because it's just good information and it's helpful, and you could kind of pitch all day at the end of them, and it doesn't really count as a pitch.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Because you're just, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Let me ask, and sorry, I'm kind of jumping all over.
No.
So given the what we discussed, it sounds like if I were to do a homework assignment, and actually I'm kind of behind on this one by I think about a week right now. So my next homework assignment for the relationship project is we come up with 4 or 5 articles and we start promoting traffic to those articles, and just for my bandwidth and for Stephanie's bandwidth,
Right.
go ahead and just say, hey, look, we're trying to get people to raise their hand and even get in the course for free. Like, that would be exciting.
Yeah. Or so, it doesn't really matter necessarily what the end goal is. I mean, I would basically like give them the first thing for free. First of all, I would model one of those Frank Kern articles.
Okay, cool.
And then basically, get them to do one thing. So that could be register for a webinar. That could be download a free sample. That could be, leave a comment on this page, whatever you want them to do. And you probably don't have to spend more than $5 or $10 a day driving some traffic. If you watch, once this video is uploaded, you'll see me kind of help Melanie through her Facebook ad audience stuff and try to find those audience members and who are they. And
oh, I wish I would have seen that. Yeah, I definitely will watch that.
Yeah, that'll be in here. And probably 1.5 million people or less is a good audience to start with. But I showed how to look at how much money do they have, what are their buying habits, that kind of thing. It's a little harder with your audience because it's, it's not like, oh, I like this magazine, there's no traumatic experience magazine or something, but I think that there are ways to kind of to get that information. So but yeah, so that's what I would do is go in there, model one of the Frank Kern articles, and then the call to action could be whatever you want it to be, but I think giving away a free something tangible that they would gladly pay for free, or some other type of bribe, and then putting them on that ascension. And I don't even know if they I would maybe ask them do you want the meditative thing or that kind of thing. So I'm not really sure about that.